Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly intuitive reading. I hope that you are doing well. And we're going to jump right into the message for Sun, Moon, or Rising in the sign of Cancer. Sorry, I want to adjust my camera a little bit. In the sign of Cancer. And these are general messages, so take what resonates for you. Leave the rest. Check with your other placements or any of the other zodiac that may stand out to you. As we do have all 12 zodiac archetypes within us, around us, in our life experience. Anyway, if you're interested in a personal one-to-one reading with me, you can book that through my website, BeTheChange333.com. All of my information, along with my other social media pages, are in the description box below this video. Just click on the word more and it'll all drop down for you. All right, Cancer. With that, getting all that out of the way, let's get into the message for you. What is the message for Cancer? Okay, very interesting combination here. We have unconditional love, which is beautiful. We have time lapse. Right off the bat, what I'm picking up is you may be starting to re-experience the open heart chakra, the true nature of our being, love, unconditional love. There may have been a time lapse in between where you were going through some grieving, going through some healing, maybe not keeping your heart guarded. We'll see. That is part of the journey. So let's jump into it, Cancer. Tell us more, please. Let me just check the bottom of the deck. Okay, yes. So within that time lapse here, you may have been healing through some experiences that had brought out some great pain in you. And yes, we may be victim to our circumstances, but it is, what do we do with that energy going forward? Do we carry the energy of victim with us? And sometimes we do choose to hold on to that for a little bit, identifying with it, maybe falling into a depression. But that's sort of where we do kind of fall into a little bit of a time lapse or time warp there. Let's get into it. Cancer. Message for Cancer, please. What's going on with Cancer? Okay, we have temptation. Yep, that energy, it tempts you back into old patterns, old familiar patterns, old familiar beliefs. We'll jump into it a little bit. Temptations is similar to, or the same message basically as the Devil card and traditional tarot, is just speaking of ways that we are self-limiting beliefs about ourselves, about our journey, about life in general. And what do we do? What actions, what are our choices when we are steeped in limiting belief systems? Our choices are based usually on fear, on our experiences from the past, because there's a protective mechanism it's a protective mechanism, basically. Yeah, base chakra. Especially when we are not feeling grounded, when we have, when we fear for our own safety or the safety of our life path, we fall backwards into old ways. Okay, however, overall, the universe is working with you, universal forces, cycles are changing. So we do have time lapse, falling back into the depths of yourself, back into old ways of being, old belief systems, old just patterns that you have outgrown, basically. And I think that you are aware of that. Finding gratitude and being grateful for everything that we do have can really help bring you out of this time lapse, this funk. And we have the sacral chakra along with that. This is falling under unconditional love. What choices do we choose to make? What decisions and choices do we choose to make based out of love, unconditional love, love for ourselves? Well, that's a tough one for many people to put themselves first. But you gotta love yourself before you can spread that love out to anybody else. All right, let's keep going for Cancer. Because when we make our choices, our decisions based off of our past, based out of fear, based out of what other people think or want us to do, that we fall into the category of fate. You leave it up to fate what is going to happen. And usually we just sign up for repeating the same thing over and over and over again. When we don't make a choice to change or to pivot and open the heart and make our choices and decisions off of the most loving thing we could do for ourselves, which sometimes it can be a little scary. Say you want to take a trip somewhere. The old you has all kinds of excuses and reasons as to why that's probably not a good idea and keeps you, what you think, safe. However, at the same token, then you have to live with the consequences of that choice in not having the adventure or the experience that your heart is and your internal guidance system is pulling you towards. Unconditional love of self. Creativity, sacral chakra, that which we create. Are we creating destiny? Going for what our intuitive senses and our heart is telling us? Or fate? Based off of the past, based out of fear, based out of other people's choices and their logic or whatever, you know? The universe gives us these choices all the time. Which will you choose? Which do you choose? You choose to live out of love or fear? Tell me about temptation for Cancer, please. 5 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so falling back into the patterns of competing against others. This could also be some conflict that you're in and drama that you chose to participate in. Winning at all costs. I'm going to get to be right, no matter what I do, no matter who I step on, including myself. Based off of feeling unsafe, ungrounded, unstable, and that there is no equal give and take here. It's every man or woman for themselves. Old way. Survival, basically. All right, let's keep going. Right, Emperor, being grateful for where you are in this body, having this human experience, taking charge of your life, and what it is that you're creating, what it is that you have created, that you're able to harvest, wisdom included. Finding gratitude is going to snap you into a new, it may snap you into the heart. Sacral, at very least. Now this is speaking of the sacral chakra. Yes, is the center of, the power center of creativity, creating something new, even creating a new life. It's a sexual energy as well, but also our close, intimate connection to each other. Do you allow yourself to see yourself in everyone else and see the connection between each and every single one of us, regardless whether you're in conflict or you feel as if you're in conflict with them or not? There is a reminiscence here. There's also a wishing, a longing even, for things to go back to the way they were at some point in time. Time lapse. Because this point in time where things were harmonious and working well is when you had probably the most creativity. This could also be speaking of children for some of you. Overall, we have the Ten of Swords. Judgment below that. So the Ten of Swords, it's all in the mind. It is our negative beliefs, our negative self-talk, our self-sabotaging beliefs and thoughts that can really just take over. Ten of Swords is like rock bottom. You can't get out of your head. Your mind is running the show, and it is really pulling you into a deep, dark place, which then tempts us into falling back into old repetitive patterns. But below this, we have Judgment. So there is some awakening happening here. And we do ebb and flow. We go in these waves up and down in energy, in consciousness, in experience. Higher frequencies, feeling we're connected to everyone and everything. Lower frequencies, the density, feeling the separation, feeling the density of earth and the shadow and darkness within us. We are ascending. So we're still going up and down in waves, but we are going up in frequency as a collective here on the planet. So even when you go dip down, your lowest low is not as low as it once was. We're finding a new baseline for ourselves. So that might help some of you understand what's going on with all of us at this time. It feels very, if I could say the word bipolar without putting a label on it, just feels very all over the place at times. But this is part of evolving and growing. So you're doing good. You're doing good. And you've got the universe working with you. Look what's below that. The heart chakra. Working with you, allowing you to remember that it is safe to open your heart. It is safe to live from the heart. Make choices and decisions from the heart and your intuitive senses, using discernment, of course. But choice is our greatest power. Of course, love is our greatest power frequency, but it's still a choice whether we're going to choose love or choose fear. So choice is our greatest individual power. Okay, Cancer, I'm going to get you one last message from Native Spirit Oracle. And if you're liking this video so far, please don't forget to click that like button, the thumbs up button below this video. I thank you all for who do take the time to do this. It helps. It truly helps get the messages out into circulation through the YouTube algorithms. Also helps with the growth of the channel, and I'm so grateful. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. And feel free to comment. I do love to read all of your comments as well. All right, Cancer, here is your final message and some advice for you. Interesting. We have shape shifter. Sorry for the glare. Shapeshifter. You may be shape-shifting. All right, here we go. You can be anything you desire. Let go of attachment to your identity. See the world around you with new eyes. Be malleable. Experiment with different ways of viewing reality. See the point of view of others. If you haven't been able to manifest your dreams, maybe you need to shift the way you see the person or the situation. Your native spirit wants you to know, in earth-based cultures, shapeshifters have the mystical ability to transform into other forms of consciousness. It is said that these beings were not imagining that they were changing into a specific animal, plant, or stone. They could actually morph into another shape. Just because most people today don't think this is possible doesn't mean that it's not true. This card chose you because it wants you to know that your past does not need to equal your future. Simply shifting your point of view or your belief system can bring an entirely new destiny into being. There you go. Shifting from old patterns, temptation to fall back into old ways. You're recognizing these negative belief systems and falling back into fear, falling back into, the what ifs and all of the excuses to not navigate life through the heart, through unconditional love. So you are moving in that direction, but don't forget where you came from and what you're learning while you are in that time lapse. I hope that you found this to be helpful for you, Cancer. I am sending you out so much love. Take care. Bye.